everybody, and welcome to another Quick Skills tutorial. My name is Dawn and I am with nerdygirlcreative.com, and we're going to learn this week how to cut out a person from an image. We're going to be using a couple different techniques to achieve this, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to come over here to my layers panel and create another copy of our background image. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the original layer. We're going to work over here in the channels panel. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all the channels except for the blue channel. I'm going to make a copy of this blue channel here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start working with the levels in this copy. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Command or Control L, which is going to bring up your levels panel. We're going to pull down on the white slider just a little bit to brighten up the white. And then we're going to go ahead and pull on this black slider quite a bit to get all the darkened color selected. Here we go. Okay, hit all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and Command or Control, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the blue copy thumbnail here, which is going to create a selection of all of the darker colors that we just darkened up a bit. So, all right, then we're going to come back over here to our layers panel. Now, as you can see, it still carries over our selection from the channels panel to the layers panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a mask. And as you can see, what happened was it cut out all of the dark colored blues that we had, or, you know, the intense stuff blues that we had pulled our selection from, which is not what we want to do because it's the opposite of what we want. So we're going to go ahead and do the opposite of that. So come up to Image, go to Adjustments, and then we're going to go ahead and hit Invert. And then as you can see, it pulls back all the things we wanted and makes the background transparent. So the next thing we want to do is to make sure she's wearing her shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and move her up here. And the reason I kept a copy of the background is just for this reason, so that I can get a good look as to where her shirt actually is. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that layer back on. I'm going to come over here to my brush panel or hit B on my keyboard. And I'm going to go ahead and size down my brush. And I'm going to turn my colors from white on top and black on the bottom. And then I'm going to come over here and just kind of paint around her arm and her shirt. You can't see anything at the moment because we have the other layer toggled on, but once I turn that layer off in a second, you'll be able to see what we did. All right, so I'm going to turn the background again off. And then as you can see, it helped me as a guide to make sure that I got around the exact outside of her shirt. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and quickly fill in all of these other bits of her shirt. Now for last week's tutorial, I cut everything out and I didn't have her holding her camera. And this is a good quick way to achieve this is to come up here. We're going to go ahead and zoom in, Command plus. I'm going to come up here to my magic wand tool. I'm going to go ahead and make the quick selection of the camera. I'm going to hold Shift to add more selection. And then I'm going to come over here to my paint bucket tool and I'm going to give it a fill of black, which is going to make it disappear. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit W again to bring up my wand. Hold Shift so I can make more selection. And I'm going to do the same thing. Fill everything in black, and that's a quick way to kind of get it out of her hand. We can go ahead and clean it up by hitting B on our keyboard, which is going to bring up our brush tool again, and then we can just come over here and clean up everything. Make sure you have a hard edge on your brush, otherwise you get kind of a blurry effect around the edges, and you don't really want that when you're cutting someone else. So now we have our girl pulled out, but what do we do about the rest of the background? Well, you could do a couple different things, but I find the easiest and the quickest thing, since I have such a large area, I'm just going to continue with my brush tool. I'm going to make it very large and then just paint it all out. Oh, I accidentally went over her leg. All you have to do is switch your color back and then just paint it back in. See, it's a very quick and easy fix. Slight downside to that is that you brought back in the center between her legs, but it's easy. You can get your quick selection tool with your wand, and you can go ahead and just delete that out with the black, and then it'll be transparent again. But there you have it. So this was one of the quicker and easier ways to cut someone out, especially someone who has a lot of hair that's going on. Hair is very tricky to get around. And while you can use the quick selection and the wand tool here to sort of, make your selections, it takes a lot of time and it's a little tedious sometimes. So using the channels and the adjustments, in those type of layers and levels, makes it really quick and easy for you to pull someone with a lot of, pretty hair out here very quickly, cleanly, and easily. All right, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and share this video. You can check out more tutorials and grab some freebies over at nerdygirlcreative.com.